What if we traveled back in time to the era of building the pyramids? What if you could walk the sands of Giza 4,500 years ago, not as a tourist, but as a the sky is blazing, workers chant in ancient Egyptian, and before you arises the unfinished skeleton of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. You came here from the 21st century, armed with knowledge, technology, maybe even a drone or smartwatch. But here's the question. Would you survive? Could you change history, or would you break time itself? Let's assume somehow you've traveled back to around 2580 BCE, the peak of Egypt's 4th dynasty. You arrive near Memphis, the ancient capital. The Great Pyramid is still being built. Massive limestone blocks being hauled into place by thousands of workers. No one speaks English. No one knows what a phone is. And frankly, no one cares. You're either a god, a sorcerer, or a madman to them. You're an anomaly. If you're wearing modern clothing, you're suspicious. If you're holding tech, it might be seen as divine or dangerous. If you plan to blend in, you'll need to adapt fast. Learn the old Egyptian language. Understand the class system. Pharaohs, priests, scribes, workers, and slaves. Navigate the climate, diseases, heat, wild animals, no end. So how were the pyramids really built? Despite popular myths, aliens weren't involved. But the truth is just as fascinating. Stone blocks. Over 2 million limestone blocks, some weighing 15 tons. Manpower estimates suggest around 20,000 to 30,000 skilled laborers, not slaves. Engineering, ramps, levers, copper tools, and an obsessive knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. As a time traveler, you could confirm or debunk many modern theories. You'd finally see whether blocks dragged on wet sand. Did they use internal spiral ramps? Was the alignment with Orion's belt intentional? But your presence risks something huge. You might introduce anachronistic knowledge. Imagine showing an engineer your tablet or drawing a blueprint with a ballpoint pen. Even the simplest technology, a lighter, a compass, a magnifying glass, could shift the entire. Let's pause. How did you even get here? According to modern physics, time travel to the past is theoretically possible under extreme conditions. Einstein's theory of relativity allows for time dilation. Moving fast enough slows time for you. Wormholes, hypothetical tunnels in space-time, might connect distant points in time. Typeless cylinders and closed time-like curves suggest possibilities, but they require impossible conditions. Infinite energy, exotic matter, or supermassive rotating objects. So for this scenario, let us say you used a wormhole stabilized by exotic matter. Purely sci-fi, but not completely forbidden by physics. Now the danger, the grandfather paradox. If you influence history, help the workers, advise the pharaoh, or leave behind even a pencil, you might alter the chain of events that led to the present. You could accelerate technology in Egypt, inspire new gods or cults, prevent the pyramid from being finished. Worst case, you erased your own future. Ancient Egyptians were deeply spiritual. They believed in gods like Ra, Thoth, and Osiris, and that the pharaoh was a living deity. If you're caught doing something unusual, say, floating a flashlight or recording video, you might be accused of witchcraft or divine interference. You could be offered as a priest or oracle, executed as a threat to mat worship, or sacrificed. Priests and scribes were the gatekeepers of knowledge. They might either lock you in a temple for study, or keep your presence a secret to maintain power. And what if you left something behind? A battery, a phone, a sketchbook. Would archaeologists in 2025 dig it up? Let's say you make it out alive. You time travel back to the present, but the world feels different. Maybe Egypt is a futuristic empire. Maybe the Great Pyramid is now a skyscraper. Maybe your own house doesn't exist, or you were never born. You triggered a butterfly effect. Even if you were careful, your very presence might have caused subtle shifts in thought, politics, or science. You check your tablet. Wikipedia now says the pyramids were co-designed by a strange traveler from the stars. Oh no, so what if you traveled back to the era of the pyramids? You might solve ancient mysteries. You might meet kings, gods, and geniuses, but you'd also risk everything. History, reality, maybe even your own existence. Time isn't just a line, it's a web, and pulling one thread might unravel it all. Would you still take the trip?